Welcome. It's Mike, and I am back again, guys. Today, before I introduce what I'm going to do, wrist check. This is the GW7900RD. This watch is 15 years old this December. This is the one that started me collecting G-Shocks back in 2010. Always liked G-Shocks. I had G-Shocks before, back in the 90s, and I still have the one I started with back in the 90s, but this one started me looking at places like What You Seek and other places online, and seeing that there were so many G-Shocks out there that I simply had to start collecting, and that's what I did, and I'm still collecting today. Today, guys, we have the 5610U and the 5000U. GW M5610U and GW 5000U. Now, I do not prefer them on the resin straps. It took me a long time to get into squares, guys, a very long time. And my good friend Tommy helped me to choose the right squares to get into to keep. These are great choices. I have a couple of metal squares as well. These are great choices for your resins. But what I found is that wearing the metals, I prefer them to wearing the resin watches. And I think it's because of the bracelets. So I'll move these out of the way for a sec. What I did was I contacted Watchway in the UK. And they provide the original resin bracelets. Now this part number is for the V1, so that will be, the V1 has metal inserts as well as the resin, the H-link there. The H-link is resin, and the part of the link in between the H is metal. And then you have the V2, and this is all resin. H-link and middle link is all resin. So what I plan on doing is fitting the V1 to the 5610 and fitting the V2 to the 5000U. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do this on screen. If I can't do it on screen successfully, I'm not going to mess up my watch links, the bracelet links, or my watch case. For the sake of the video, what I will do is I will do them offline and come back and show you the results and basically let you know how I did and what I found whilst doing it. So let's start, guys. Open this real quick. I was patiently waiting to do this video. I got both the bracelets shipped from Watchway, as I said, in the UK. And I was also waiting for this. My Bergion, my first Bergion actually, pin tool. This is the 6767. What I love about this is that the ends, if you ever have anything broken with the ends, or have you ever had an end break, you can just replace the end as opposed to replacing the whole tool, which is awesome. I think I'm going to buy some spare ends just so that I have them. And there's the pin tool there on that side, spring bar on that side. Get it in focus. So I'm going to attempt to fit this bracelet onto the 5610. First and foremost, we have to remove the strap. I'll leave the bracelet in shot. So I will need my screwdriver, and I'll remove the straps. Okay, so we'll just unscrew these 4 screws here. I'm doing this from behind the camera as well, guys, so please bear with me. I've seen this online a few times and it does give people some trouble, so I'm actually prepared for it to give me some trouble. And like I say, I'm not going to spoil the watch by doing this online. If it looks like I need to do it offline, then I will do so. I know you're probably thinking, Mike, you've taken the wrong screws out, but no, I did do some research, and apparently one of the tips is to remove the case when you're changing the strap. You get more room that way. So I'm removing the case as well, guys. Yeah, it may not look like I know what I'm doing, but I do have some idea. So I'm going to try and do this as much in shot as possible. Now, I believe what I need to do is get the spring bar tool right in there and pull down. That should release the spring bar, and thus releasing the strap. And I really do not want to damage here. Bear with me, guys. That felt like it went. Yep, you can hear that, and that's off. Okay, brand new, so it is a little stiff. That's okay though, we'll work on it. Second one, that seemed a little easier to do. And there we have it. So the straps are off. There's one spring bar for the strap, and the other one has just fallen out as well, and there's the other. So we have 2 spring bars there. Lovely resin strap, actually not as nice as the 5000, but not bad, you know, but I just didn't get on with it, so therefore I'm replacing it with the bracelet. So let's take this case off, and this should just pull off. I don't want to damage that either, but let's get it over the buttons carefully. And yeah, there you go, off that comes. Relatively simple enough. Just put that out of the way. I'm going to put a cloth down so I can put this face down. I've got a microfiber cloth here, so we'll just lay the watch on that. Now the clasp end goes towards the top of the watch. There's the top, so this end goes there. Alright, so okay guys, I'm going to split this bracelet first. I'm going to split it by the micro adjust. Being very careful not to scratch the DLC coating, of course. Oh, it went into the other adjust there, that's fine. There we go. Keep that spring bar separate. So, and that part of the bracelet separate as well. So we're working with this piece first. This is towards the head of the watch, so that's there. Just offer it up first. So that's how it's going to be. Let's get a spring bar in there, and this is where it gets difficult. So I've seen, push that in. That was very stiff to get, and I had to push that in using the end of my desk. It's, as you can see, it's in nice and level, nice and evenly, I should say. Okay, so let's see how we can get this in, guys. Now, I've seen this go terribly wrong. I know you need to try and get one in first, one side in first. If I can get one side in, and then possibly hold it there, and then move to the spring bar tool, or get it close. We'll get it close, and then we'll move to the spring bar tool, and then we see if we can get them in the vicinity of where they need to be. Okay, I may need to move that down a little bit more. So guys, that is a real pain. A real pain to do. It almost seems like if you try to do one side and it's not going in, you got to go to the other side. What I did was I offered the bracelet end, lug end up, and then got one side not in the hole but inside the lug, and then moved the other one inside the lug, which it's very tight. The tolerances are very tight, and even after that you've got to push down onto the spring bar to make sure it's located in. I'll try the other side. Doing it on screen behind the camera is just the worst. I'm going to try and do the other one whilst you are here to show you what I did, and it may work, it may not. If it doesn't work, guys, I'm going to go away and put it on without being behind the screen, because as I said, I don't want to damage anything on the watch. I haven't damaged anything. I was able to get it all in without any damage. And that's the main thing, because this is a brand new watch, brand new bracelet. I don't want to damage it. So this is what I did. Spring bar in. That one goes in nicely. And then I offered the bracelet lug end up to spring wrap. I can see this is going to be a real pain trying to do it on screen, guys, but I'm going to try. I offered it up. Okay, let's try and get one side in with it offered up. That's very high indeed. I mean, there's no way that's going to go past. Try and get it offered up. Alright, let's try it this way. Can you see that, guys? No, you can't. It's completely out of shot. Right, I'm going to do this off screen. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to do this off screen and come back with some thoughts. Guys, I'm sure some YouTubers won't show you this, or some enthusiasts won't show you this, but I've done it. I didn't get to do my 5,000 yet. I've done this 5610. There's no way I'd be doing this on camera. I'm gonna just put this down for a sec. So my fault, but I initially took everything apart and I fitted, or started to fit, the clasp spring bar in the lug end, realized it was wrong and went to get it out, and well, I don't know if you can see that. That's part of it. These are some more parts of it. actually didn't destroy, but gouged my finger, and I waited for, I'd say 3 weeks for my Burgeon. Yeah. Destroyed the tip already, just on the first bracelet installment. Destroyed it. You can see it there. Excuse the dirt and stuff on my fingers. I've tried everything because I wasn't going to let the fact that I destroyed the spring bar for the clasp deter me in getting these in. And I did get these in, and how I did it was I went in on the inside of the lugs and very gently used my diamond file and took, I would say, it took me about 20 tries each just to gently take off a couple of mil on the insides. On the insides. I mean, I don't mind actually. I don't mind them looking like that now. I'm never selling these. It's just not worth it. But yeah, I had to do that, and then got them in, and they're in. When they're in, they're in. You know, it's solid. And then I had to try and go through 15 years of watch collection bits and pieces. I have a shoebox full of bits and pieces to try and find something that would resemble a clasp spring bar. And I did find one. I found one from an old clasp, and I actually had to modify it because it was just a little bit too long, so I snipped the ends. But it was the only one that was narrow enough to fit into the tube part of the spring bar, part of the clasp. So this is by no means an easy feat, guys. I don't let things beat me normally. This was about to be the first. I have a lot of tools. I have a lot of spares, and I was still struggling. I've been changing bracelets and adjusting bracelets and clasps and everything else in between for 15 years, guys. Spring bars, pin and collars. I never shy away from anything. Seeing stuff for the first time doesn't deter me at all. And I've never had anything beat me. This one almost did. That is terrible. I know people who, are going to be laughing. Oh, Mike, that's silly. It's so easy. I have a good friend, Tommy, and he can do these in half an hour. I would love to see that. I'm not saying you can't. I know you can, but I want to see the method you use because I wasn't on screen and I had this thing every which way but Sunday. I had the bezel off, the casing off. Man, it was hard. I'm not even going to do the 5,000 today. I'm pleased I got this done. Obviously, spring bars for the link, so I'm just going to quickly adjust it and wear it tomorrow. But I'm not doing the 5,000 today. I need a break. And actually, more than a break, I now need a new tool. That's annoying. I just got it. So, guys, with that said, attempt this if you want to, but make sure you have a lot of patience and a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and take your time. It's difficult. There's no two ways about it. People online tell you it's difficult. They don't show you exactly how they do it. They show you the start like I did, and then they go off camera and do it. It is difficult. It's difficult, guys. If you don't think you have the patience for it, take it to a watch. Take it to a jeweler and get the jeweler to do it. But anyway, guys, that's the 5610 done. I'm going to trial it out and see how it goes now with the bracelet as opposed to the strap. And yeah, as I say, I mean, even if it's just because of the way I've had to get in there and get in there and get those spring bars in, this is a keeper now. I won't be selling it. It's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be worth someone trying to get me down on price because of those little gouge marks. So it's a keeper, and I'm hoping that with this bracelet now, it will be gorgeous. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Wear all of your timepieces in the very best of health. And until next time, take care.